Welcome to A&M Reviews. I'm Skybear. I'm here with my buddy Sal. What's up, Sal?
Not much.
And it is Throwback Thursday. We are reviewing Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
And remember, there's going to be spoilers.
You've been warned. So, Close Encounters is about after an accidental encounter with otherworldly vessels, an ordinary man follows a series of psychic clues to the first scheduled meeting between representatives of Earth and visitors from the cosmos. So, this is an early Steven Spielberg movie. Very historic, very classic to sci-fi movie history. So, what did you think about it, Sal?
I mean, this was the first time I saw the movie.
Oh, same here.
It's not the first time I've heard about the movie because, I mean, even in cartoons, Tiny Toons, you would see it because that Steven Spielberg produced Tiny Toons. Different medias, you would see the whole piano thing. In the movie Monsters vs. Aliens, there's a scene where they actually do the piano scene where they're trying to communicate. I mean, this movie is, I want to say it's almost to the point that it's a cult classic. People just keep referencing it. People keep watching it. And there's how many different...
There's 3 different cuts of the movie. There's the theatrical cut. I think there's like a special edition or something, and then there's a director's cut.
Yeah, and then there's going to be the 30th anniversary soon.
Right. I think that should still be the director's cut, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it might be a little bit remastered or something. Steven Spielberg, E.T. and stuff. So,
right, it's
probably just going to be cleaned up, a little more polished. But I mean, I don't know how he would do that because I mean, the special effects, the spaceship and everything, it still holds up to this day. It's amazing. The only thing there's some scenes, that gets a little cheesy, and you're like, hey, I saw that,
Right, and like we saw the director's cut, by the way.
Yes,
just to be clear. Yeah, I felt like the special effects were definitely the highlight of the movie, and also just the ending.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it had beginning, middle, and end. I mean, at the beginning, I did notice it was a little slow, and a little bit of the acting was the actor didn't really portray his character in the beginning, but then he got into it. And then you saw how he was going crazy, and then the whole thing that like I see it in my head, and I see the image everywhere, I see the shape. The whole point that there's people out there who claim that they have seen UFOs. I mean, this is the other whole point. I mean, like in a science point of view, I agree that the universe is so big, and we'd be so stupid to think that we're the only ones out there. I mean, the universe is massive, and I think Stephen Hawking has said if aliens do come, we're nothing to them. It's like you talking to an ant. You don't take them seriously. So this movie ties into sci-fi, ties into a lot of things, and I think at the beginning of it, all those reports that were coming in, those are based on true reports that people did, and Steven Spielberg went and took them out and put them in the film. That's what I read somewhere, and I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
He always puts like a little bit of truth, or this is a true audio or something, in the movie.
Yeah. I
mean, that's what I read on the website. I don't know if that's true, but it's amazing if he did, because I mean, I'm sure there are audio of people claiming that, hey, I'm seeing a spaceship above my house, even if maybe it's a helicopter or something. But the whole thing is, we got to understand that when they said UFO, it's not really an alien saucer. It's just unidentified flying object,
Right.
Yeah, so there are reports, the military saying, hey, I see something, I can identify it, so they called it a UFO, and it becomes a file. But just because of that doesn't mean it's ET, So, and the other thing, the aliens, they kind of took the shape of almost an ET-like size and shape.
Almost, but they kind of had that classic like little green men look to them.
Yeah, too. And then you could notice that there were little kids in suits. So, but the thing is, like, that's how back in the day in the 80s, people would talk about them.
That's how you got the job done.
No, but I mean, that's how people would describe them. Kid-sized creatures. And then you saw the big leader, I guess. I mean, the movie, I liked it. I liked the...
No, I thought it was fine. I thought it was a fine movie. I think like if it was on like TV, or like if someone was just like, what's this? I'd be like, oh, we should watch that.
Yeah.
then it kind of feels like that movie. Oh, and I have to mention, I'm also happy that I saw it because there's this episode of The Simpsons where Homer wants to become a clown, and he starts obsessing over it, and he makes a little clown tent with his mashed potatoes. And I never got that reference until I finally saw this movie when Richard Dreyfuss was making the
potatoes. Yeah, he was pouring the potatoes and the kids are looking at him.
Oh my God, it's from this movie! I was so happy when I saw that. So, if anything, I'm happy I saw it just for that.
No, yeah. I mean, throughout my childhood, I knew the movie existed. I knew what it was sort of, referencing and what the spaceship looked like. 'Cause, you would see commercials and like images of it or still shots. But then you would see cartoons and they would put stuff in there and you're like, oh yeah, that's from that movie, Close Encounter. Oh, okay. And I just left it at that. And I'm like, all these people kept referencing the movie in their shows, cartoons, or other, formats. And I'm like, hey, I haven't watched this movie. So when we suggested we should review this, I'm like, yes, I have not seen this movie. And like you said, I'm also happy that I saw it. So
yeah. But yeah, if anything, I'd say a good 7.5 movie.
I would say a solid 7 for me.
Yeah. So that's it for our review. Catch us next time when we review Tora, Tora, Tora.
Yes. And I believe this one's going to be better than the Pearl Harbor movie.
Oh. Yeah. Anyway, social media is in the description, and hit us up if you have any questions.
And remember, keep watching movies.